Do-Rag Wisdom here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Earth Date Y2K 19.10.16. Please pay attention to the message boards. Again, I'll try to get back to as many of them that I can. I want to also inform you folks that there may be some projects I have to work on, so if for any reason I don't broadcast a certain amount or whatever, I'm just letting you know in advance. Don't be worried just yet. Trump hasn't driven me over the edge yet to that extreme. In the background is the music of Jerry Fielding and his score for Sam Peckinpah's controversial and very disturbing movie Straw Dogs. We've tragically given fascism a chance in the image of this Nazi Trump. And this has been a colossal failure. Put us into the former United States of America. What would be the problem if we gave democratic socialists, aka I call them socio-capitalists, which is what I am, a chance to run things? Tried fascism. Well, if we have that much guts, why don't we try democratic socialism? The more help you want from the federal government, whatever, the more help you want from them in social programs, social safety nets, the more socio-capitalistic you are. Now, I'm going to use the word socio-capitalistic instead of democratic socialism because, as you all know, folks, people have this really fear, aversion to socialism, but not as much for fascism. It's really weird. In addition, if it wasn't for local, state, and federal governments using taxation, we would not be able to pay for our police, firefighters, teachers, sanitation workers, transit workers, national park workers, military personnel. If it wasn't for our socialism through taxation, we would not have roads, bridges, parks, environmental protection, a Veterans Administration, an FAA, a USDA, all of these organizations this fascist Nazi Trump Putin creep wants to destroy. Taxation is a form of socialism because all of us together are donating money to help the federal government give out all the important services we need. The state governments, the local governments. I know, taxation is kind of a forced charity. We're giving charity to this organization, this structure we've created, government. But there is more socialism in the USA than you think. Oh, excuse me, socio-capitalism, sorry. Full disclosure, as some of you may know, I'm on a fixed income and live on Social Security and my pension. My wife is also a wage earner. She's still working. I would gladly be honored to do my part by having my tax, my personal tax, raised to help pay to aid others and to aid our country. Because if I'm paying taxes and the federal government is doing what I want it to do in aiding people in need, programs, social programs, please raise my taxes. As you know, not only am I a socio-capitalist because I am paying a mortgage to own private property, but also the reason I'm a socio-capitalist, I do own the private property, as I said before, but also I support bigger government, social programs. I am also a proud tax-paying patriot. Now, Liz Warren is being too cagey on whether she will be raising taxes to help pay for her programs or not. She will be raising taxes. And I, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, I do not personally mind because I personally want to do my part to make the only existence that we are going to have, as pleasant as possible. Because once we are dead, it's lights out. We're not going any place better. I want you to have your heaven as much as possible right here and now. As temporary as that may be, as fragile as that may be, as all life is. I want to vote for the most progressive candidates there is, whether it is Warren or Sanders, and to a lesser extent, Cory Booker, Joaquin Castro, and to an even lesser extent, Amy Klobuchar, and to an even lesser extent, Reverend Buttigieg, and Corn Pop Joe Biden. Remember, I will vote for whatever they run in the Democratic Party, whether it is Reverend Pete or Corn Pop Joe. But I will vote for them because even a pile of crap is far better than what we have in there now. As for Buttigieg, I do not appreciate him injecting his religious views in a race to be the president of our secular country. I want him to cut with the Bible quotes. I do not give a damn for his religious views. They are irrelevant to me. I wish we could have an atheist president. Mother Jones recently had an article about Corn Pop Joe Biden and his love of big banks. We should check that out. I'm not surprised. Corporate Democrats, a nice tradition, at least more so since Bill Clinton. I believe that we should try the leftist candidates just to see what they would do. If they fail, as Nazi Trump is doing, we can always vote them out. I believe that the Democratic Party's corporate wing is obsessed with being so moderate that they risk homogenizing a political party that is already rudderless with little or no consistent identity. Regardless, Nazi Trump should not even be allowed to run because he is a corrupt and traitorous racist creep who tried to pressure a foreign country to investigate one of his Democratic opponents and is poised right now to ruin our respect in the world community because of his abandonment of the Kurds, but he's slapped the foreign community in the face so many times anyway. But this abandonment of the Kurds really tops the list right now. And at the same time, he's continuing his drive to poison our country and the planet by allowing businesses and corporations and hunters and whatever to decimate one of our nation's few and only natural rainforests, the Tongass National Forest. One of the reasons I hate this creep so much is how he's going to decimate the natural holy places on our planet. Ever walk 11, 12, 15 hours through a redwood forest? He wants to take all of that away. This Nazi, traitorous, Putinist, Trumpin' creep. That is okay by him also, destroying our environment, because he and his thugs are also practicing a shadow foreign policy in Ukraine that would ensure to Nazi creep Trump another 4 years and maybe even beyond. There is something seriously wrong with a nation that is so ignorant on democratic socialism, Socio-Capitalism, that they allow a sociopath and Russian operative to run our country into the ground because he claims conservative creds that absolutely do not exist in his sick world. You want conservative creds? William Weld, former governor of Massachusetts? He's a conservative. He's running on the Republican Party wing, whatever, for president. Check out his conservative creds. Trump isn't. Let's be bold. Let's have an adventure. Come on, life is short and gone. Let's dance a little, rock and roll. Let's see some Socio-Capitalism, i.e. democratic socialism. Let's see if that would work for us too.